Hi guys, welcome to another video. I'm Charlie from Vermos Gaming Systems. So I'm here looking for the best PC price deals in Singapore so you don't have to. So right now in this video, we'll be looking into RAM pricing. So RAM pricing, it's pretty complicated because there's just thousands of variations of RAM that you can do. And I'm gonna really zone in and in this video, we're gonna look for DDR5 RAM and only for Ryzen CPUs, because for Ryzen CPUs you're going for the hotspot, which is 6000 mega transfers. Even though a lot of the vendors will list it as megahertz, I think the more correct term to use would be mega transfer. So 6000 mega transfers for Ryzen RAM, that's the sweet spot, and CL30 would be the most ideal. But recently, I think with improvements to their memory controller, you can actually go for a lower CL number, or you can go for 64,000 mega transfers. So okay, let's get right to it. So if you're not very particular about this CL number, by the way, the lower the CL number, the faster the RAM. So let's say if you have a 6000 mega transfer CL38 RAM, it's going to be slower than a 6000 mega transfer CL30 RAM. How much it impacts gaming, it's really hard to tell because there's not a lot of benchmarks out there on YouTube. You can actually search YouTube for benchmarks. I would say they would show a few percentage difference. So it is minimal. So yeah. So anyway, back to it. If you're not particular about the CL number, but you still want 6000 mega transfers, because that is where I started looking at. I excluded all RAM that is below 6000 mega transfers. For 6000 mega transfers CL 32 or higher, if you are looking for black RAM, I would recommend the Lazada 32 gigabyte. Also, again, I filter from 32 gigabyte onwards. 16 gigabyte is just too little for a mid-range gaming system now. So that is 6000 mega transfer CL32. It is a black RAM. There's no RGB. It is priced at 119.02, coming from Amazon.sg. So another disclaimer is that if you're buying from Amazon.sg, I would suggest you subscribe to Amazon.sg's Prime membership. It is not too expensive. I think it's about less than $5 a month, but the amount you'll be saving, yeah, will be not too bad because you'll be saving on you'll be getting free delivery if the item actually like qualifies for Prime delivery deal or something like that. Because if you're not a Prime member, I think you have to pay for extra like shipping fees, which will make this price no longer relevant. Okay. Then if you're looking for white RAM, there's the Crucial Pro 32 gigabyte 6000 CL36, so it's a bit slower CL36, but it's white in color. So if you have a white build and you don't want RGB, that will be priced at 116.43 Singapore dollars, so it's a little bit cheaper. So if you're going for the RGB route, I would recommend the G-Skill Trident Z5 Neo. Is a mouthful because there's a lot of variations of G-Skill RAM. It is 6000 mega transfer CL36. It is black with RGB. It is priced at $138.90 SGD for April. Then if you are looking for white RGB, there's no really cheap option. So the Corsair Vengeance DDR5 32 gigabyte 6000 mega transfers CL36 white with RGB RAM. It has increased in price from March, so it's used to be the same price as the black version at 136.84, but I've just checked recently on Amazon. They have actually bumped the price up to 151.98. So it sucks if you're looking for white ARGB RAM, because you have to pay a little bit more for premium. Okay, so that is for the best deals that I can find. If you are not really worried about CL, yeah, CL number, but you're still going for 6000 mega transfers. So if you're really particular about the CL rating, let's say you want 6000 mega transfers, specifically you want CL30 for the optimal gaming performance. You want it's not the fastest RAM, because I will go through even faster RAM later on in this video. So this is all 32 gigabyte. Okay, if you're not particular about RGB, you should go for the Team Group T Create Expert Overclocking 10L blah blah blah. Okay, anyway, it's the Team Group T Create non-RGB version. It is 6000 mega transfers, CL30. It is you can get it from Dynacore, priced at 150 SGD. Okay, if you are looking for the RGB version, so like you want RGB RAM at 6000 CL30, you should go for the Clef Cras 5 or V RGB 6000 CL30 32GB. You can get it from Trade Pack at Simlim at 165 SGD. Okay, so you can see there's a few options here. So if you're interested in other options, if you like a particular design, you can actually look around, pause on the video and just look at the prices. Okay, moving on. So if you want the lowest CL number that I can find, that means lower than CL30, but it's still 6000 mega transfers for your Ryzen CPU. I have found some 6000 mega transfers CL28 32GB of DDR5. The cheapest I can find it is this G-Skill Flare X5 32GB 6000 mega transfer CL28. It is black in color, there's no RGB, but it's only priced at 175.77. So you will argue that this will be probably faster than the CL30 RAM because it's a lower CL number. How fast does it affect in gaming? I'm not too sure. You would have to, somebody has to run the benchmarks. I do not have this RAM on hand, so unfortunately I can't benchmark them. Okay, moving on. If you're looking for higher capacity, that means the good thing about DDR5 now is that other than 32GB and 64GB, they've come up with 24GB sticks. So they have 48GB of dual sticks. I would recommend the Corsair Vengeance DDR5 48GB 6000 megatransfer CL36 black with RGB. It is a real mouthful. Oh, product names. So anyway, yeah. So this is 48GB is the cheapest 48GB that I can find. That is at 6000 mega transfers, but it is not CL30. It is actually CL36. So it's a little bit slower, but it's the only one that I can find that is below 200 SGD. There's at $197.99, technically 198 Sing dollars at Amazon.sg. You can also get it from shops at Simlim like Bizgram, Asia, and Dynacore, but it is different. So yeah, slightly different brands, Corsair and the Team T-Force Delta, but that is priced at 230 plus Sing dollars. That's for 48GB. Moving on, if you're looking for more storage, so let's say if you're a video editor, you're working in 3D, or maybe you are working in AI and so on. You want slightly more storage, so you want 64GB of 6000 mega transfer CL30 RAM. We have the ARGB version. Oh wait, this is the non-ARGB version here. So this is the cheapest I can find for below $300. G-Skill Flare X5 series. 64GB of 6000 mega transfer CL30. So it is the sweet spot timings and mega transfers at 286.06 cents Sing dollars from Amazon.sg. You can actually find it from other shops at Simlim, but you can see that the price is much closer to 300 or beyond 300. So the only one that is like I would say like $14 below 300 is from Amazon.sg. Okay, otherwise, if you're not very particular about the CL number, you still want to go for 64GB, you want 6000 mega transfers, but you're not too worried about getting CL30 RAM, you can actually have, you do have options for below 300. I think the best option here is the Team T-Force Delta RGB as well. At 6000 mega transfer CL30, it is a 64GB pair from Dynacore at 279 Sing dollars. Okay, moving on down. If you want 6400 mega transfer CL32, so for Ryzen, I think with the latest processors, I think the memory controller has improved a bit. The motherboard, I think, is also like with BIOS updates and so on. I think many of them should be able to support 6400 mega transfers rather than just 6000, but I don't think it's very guaranteed. You might be I know you might be running into issues that it can't boot, but I think for most of the motherboards, you should be able to support. So if you're looking for 6400 mega transfers at CL32, the best deal I can find is from AData. The brand is AData XPG Lancer Blade with RGB. 32 gigabyte sticks, 6400 CL32. So it comes with both black ARGB and white ARGB. You can find it at I think it's pretty good deal from Trade Pack at 165 SGD. So if you compare to the earlier sticks, that means if you're looking for RAM that's faster than 6000 CL30, because if you see earlier our 6000 CL30, right, it's also 165. But this is arguably faster than 6000 CL30 because it's 6400 CL32. It's also priced at 165. So both of these is different brands, but it's both from Trade Pack. And then they both have RGB as well. So yeah, if you are more adventurous, you want to try 6400 mega transfers, I would say this is a pretty good deal. Otherwise, CL32 6400. Why is this more expensive? This is 2 times 32, so this is 64 gigabyte. Yeah. Yep. So, special mention. So, 64 gigabytes of 6400 CL32 RAM, Cleave Caress V RGB. You can also get it from Trade Pack for slightly below 300. So, it's 295 SGD. So that is for people who are going for the 64 gigabyte capacity, but you want to get the best deal for 64 gigabytes of RAM. So that is a special mention there. Okay, moving on. So let's say you are not too particular about the CL number, because 6400 mega transfer CL32 is the fastest I can find for anything that's above 6000 mega transfers. If you are okay with 6400 mega transfer CL36 RAM, 32 gigabytes of it, you can get it. You can get the Corsair Vengeance RGB version. So there's RGB from Dynacore at 150 SGD. So take note that it's lower than the 165 that I mentioned earlier for the 6400 CL32. So if you want to save a little bit of money, you just want to go for the RGB, but you still want 6400 mega transfers. Slightly higher CL number, so it's going to be slower, but you can save 15 Sing dollars there. Okay, last but not least, special mention for Intel users. So why Intel users? Because for Ryzen users, for AMD CPUs, their memory controllers are not designed to support, I think, much higher memory transfer other than 6400. I have heard of people trying like 7,000 or like 8,000 mega transfers for Ryzen, but I don't think it's very stable. So I think for all this, best to check what's this? Actually hardcore overclocking on YouTube. So he's a hardcore overclocker for RAM, as well as he used to overclock GPU, but now he's more on RAM overclocker. So he has a lot of videos on it. You can actually check whether it is possible to overclock on AMD beyond 6400 mega transfers. So mostly for Intel users, because Intel has a better memory controller, it can go for higher mega transfers. So if you're going for 7,200 mega transfers at CL34, so it's really fast, because it is way higher in mega transfers, but yet the CL number is pretty low. 7200 mega transfer CL34, this is a 48 gigabyte stick as well. So it's not just 32 gigabyte, only 48 gigabyte. It also has RGB. Has black RGB, black sticks in RGB, and white sticks in RGB. Guess how much it is? It's only at 215 Sing dollars. So 48 gigabyte sticks of really fast memory, only priced at slightly above 200 SGD. So this is a really good deal for this speed. But just that if you're a Ryzen user, you might not be able to take advantage of it. If you're an Intel user, let's say you're on a Intel 13 series, 14 series, or maybe you're the new buyers of the Intel 265, 285K, then definitely you can benefit from higher memory speeds. So that's it for the Singapore DDR5 pricing for April 2025. So this is Charlie from Vermos Gaming Systems, and we will see you guys in the next video.